I have seen the flow that means the wickedness and the prophet. And the prophets of Samaria. He said they prophesy in Baal. You know who Baal is? B-A-L. Baal is a fertility god. He's a prosperity god. And notice how the church focuses on prosperity. And they do this stuff every Sunday, robbing the people, lying to the people, deceiving the people. And I'm telling y'all, this is real talk. These preachers, they gonna give an account for what they doing. And God's wrath is gonna fall on a whole lot of preachers all over. All over, I'm talking about all over the United States. Everywhere. The ones that compromising the line, God's wrath is gonna fall on you. The Bible don't lie. The Bible tells you that your hour of visitation gonna come. You doing all that lying. But you gotta understand, you gotta stand before God one day. One day you gonna die. You ain't promised tomorrow. How you know you gonna be here tomorrow? You ain't promised tomorrow. That's why we need to make every day count. Every day. Seeking God. You call yourself a man of God. You supposed to be bringing forth the word. You need to have your behind up all night, every night, praying and seeking God. You need to, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, he stayed up all night long praying. Why we ain't doing it? That's why we ain't bearing no spiritual fruit. That's why we ain't going nowhere. That's why we profess out our mouth. We know who God is, but we far from him. We don't know him. Why? Because we ain't seeking. That's why it's important to walk in the Spirit so God can teach you himself. He will show you the truth concerning that Bible. And he will put his words in your mouth. Real talk. And he would teach you. And that's what's going on in the church, man. We're not praying, especially our leaders. We need to, like I said, we need to be standing up, seeking God all night, walking on floors, talking to him, studying, praying. It's the only way God gonna be able to speak through you, and so that you can deliver the message that he wants you to deliver. Yep. See, that's the problem with a lot of preachers. We get up there, we preach, and God is not speaking through none of us. And that's why the church, man, is powerful and dry. So when you walk in, I'm talking about it's just dead and dry. I'm talking about full of nothing but dead folks. Real talk. And I'm gonna say this about God. First of all, God is not the God of the dead, but he's the God of the living. Why we ain't living? Because we not abiding in him. We not connected to the vine. That's what we need to be doing is praying. Seeking God. Ain't nowhere in the world, man, you should be dead. Have more leaders that was really seeking God. Imagine how the world would be. Imagine how the nation would be. If we start really just seeking God, man. That's something we ain't doing. And we got all these churches, and really, I'm gonna tell you the truth, a lot of these churches, they just build. They build so they can collect them dollars. That's what it's all about. Real talk, man. A lot of this stuff dealing with these churches and stuff they be building, God ain't got nothing to do with it. God ain't never told them to build a church. See, they get this stuff from Solomon's temple and all that, how he built it. See, God instructed him to do that. Real talk, man. But then us, God ain't instructing us, man, to build no church and all that stuff, man. We just build it because we want money. Man, we build these nice churches, man, have a big screen TV in the back, man, nice pulpit. I'm talking about nice pews, cost almost, man, $2,000-$3,000 pews and all this stuff, man. Dressing up the church because it ain't the house of God. Because if it was the house of God, real talk, man, it'll be full of nothing but people that's full of love. So when you walk in the building, man, everybody looking at you all funny, man, judge you, man, point the finger, man, all that stuff, man. God ain't got nothing to do with that. But we need to start really just praying, man. Son of God stayed up all night and he prayed. He got off to himself and he prayed. That's why a lot of people they can't handle their problems. They can't handle the trials of life. Why? Because they ain't praying. I'm gonna say this about the trials of life. See, when you praying like how you should, you ain't got time to be worrying about what you going through. Your focus is on God. And the thing about it, you trust in him. That's right. That's the key. See, when you seeking God the way that you should, and when you really have that relationship with God, you trust in him. You ain't focused on what you're going through. And when you begin to focus on what you're going through, real talk, it can weigh you down spiritually. So, I mean, it can make you tired spiritually. So, if you wonder how you gonna do this, how you gonna get this paid, how this stuff, how all this stuff is unnecessary. That's why the Bible tells you too, don't worry. That's right. You know what I'm saying? You put your main focus on God. The Son of God stayed up all night. He prayed all night long, talking to God, seeking God, laboring for God. Real talk. See, this problem with the church too. We got too many people that's out there. Like the Bible said, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. You don't have too many laborers. Too many laborers, man. We don't got too many people that's working. Real talk, man. We not working, man. We need to have the spirit of an ant. Notice in Proverbs chapter 6, the Bible talks about how the ant works and store up all this stuff for what? The winter. Yeah. But notice, it also talks about sleep. Now, the thing about sleep is like you're unaware of what's going on around you. When you sleep, man, that person that sleep, that's a person that's dead spiritually, so. And need to be awake and need to be revived. But see, we need to have the spirit of an ant. We need to be always working. Constantly. I don't care what you're doing. You can be working. You can still be praying. You riding down the road, man. I'm talking about, man, in your car, man. You still praying. You could be in a grocery market. You still praying. I'm talking. You could be outside, man, mowing the grass. You still praying. You can be in the kitchen, washing the dishes. You still praying. Whatever you doing, you need to keep your mind concentrated on God. All through, because the thing about it, we was born for one reason, and that was to seek God. But we got far away from that. You know why? Because of our leaders. We don't have leaders, man. I'm talking about that's willing to. We really, to tell you the truth, we don't have leaders that's really called by God. Because they were, man, they'll be leading the people in the right path, the right direction. We need to be praying all throughout the day, all throughout the night, man. This is something we need to be doing. That's why we divided. That's why all these churches, man, divided, got all these different beliefs, and they can't come together and walk in unity because they're not praying. That's the truth. But I want y'all to go to Luke chapter 6, starting at verse 12 through 13. And this is talking about how Jesus stayed up all night praying. Stayed up all night praying. I'm talking about, and then on top of that, you read the whole chapter. He went forth and he preached the gospel right after he got through praying all night. But are these preachers doing that? The only time a lot of these preachers pray is when they stand up here in this pulpit and get an old dead prayer. And then soon after they leave out the church, they ain't praying no more. I'm talking about, I done seen it dealing with preachers. I'm not talking about preachers. I'm not mocking. But I have seen it with my own eyes. Preachers, they only pray, man. I'm talking about they get their sermon together and write their sermon down Saturday. Then they get up there and speak that watered down message. I'm going to say this right here. First of all, you don't need no paper. If God have called you, all you got to do is get up there, open your mouth, and he going to speak through you. Just like Jeremiah the prophet, what he told him, he said, I put my words in your mouth. All you got to do is speak. And when Jeremiah